What's going on, guys? Versatile Element here, and today for this video I'm just going to be free talking, just like rambling without any notes or a script on screen, especially without any notes on screen, about today's topic for this video on my favorite video game genre, which is first-person shooters. Now you may be thinking, oh, Versatile Element, Versa, VE, whatever you want to call me on this channel, it's just about Call of Duty, right? Big reason why you're into first-person shooters is because of Call of Duty, right? Just that cop-out answer. And let me tell you, that might be true to a certain extent. It's definitely true that like Call of Duty did bring me into first-person shooters more than even before. And at least Call of Duty isn't my favorite video game or favorite video game in the first-person shooter genre. I don't even know what my favorite video game is in the FPS genre, let alone what my favorite Call of Duty game would be. And I'm not even that much into Call of Duty anymore, which I'll get into later on in this video. I'll have to say definitely that Uncharted is my favorite video game series. The Sony PlayStation exclusive Indiana Jones style of action adventure. Definitely Uncharted being my favorite video game series, and my favorite video game is either like between Marvel Spider-Man recently, or especially what I'm leaning to is Okami HD, which I did find out, like a side note, okay, I did find out that that recently the director for Uncharted 2, the director from the Okami series, I forget his name, it's like Hideki Kamiya or something like that. I'm just pulling the name out from my head, I'm not sure now. I definitely posted about this on Twitter, on my Twitter account, that like he would like to have to be able to make a proper sequel, not really proper, but like he didn't say proper, but he would like to make a sequel for Okami 2. So anyways, Uncharted is my favorite video game series. Okami HD I'm leaning towards as being my favorite video game, along with possibly Marvel Spider-Man. Now with the first-person shooter games, like going back on topic, okay, I'm going all around in my head for this. Like I said, I'm just free talking. I've never been like into Call of Duty that much before, like not until almost 9 years ago, Christmas of 2010, when Call of Duty 3 on the Nintendo Wii actually brought me into the series, and I've been into first-person shooters a lot more since. Like I feel like that almost every game, or most of my games that I've bought ever since Christmas 2010 was like mainly first-person shooters. Like I've been into the Battlefield series just a little bit, like Battlefield 3, for example, on PlayStation 3, like about 6 years ago, around 2014. But even then, between Call of Duty and Battlefield, I still preferred Call of Duty to be honest. Maybe just because I was been used to Call of Duty, even though Battlefield's supposed to be like bigger multiplayer and more realistic sounding guns, and even game as a whole is supposed to be more realistic, like even with the recoil. But anyways, speaking of Call of Duty, like I said earlier, I'm not that into like Call of Duty so much anymore. I mean, Call of Duty 3 on the Nintendo Wii brought me into the series, and I was able to pick up almost every Call of Duty before that. It was like Call of Duty 2 Big Red one on the PlayStation 2, Finest Hour also on the PlayStation 2. I said Call of Duty 3. I never played the original Call of Duty. I never played the original Call of Duty game from 2003. Not even an HD remaster called Call of Duty Classic, which I remember seeing that on the PlayStation 3 somewhere. Probably the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3. So I never played the original Call of Duty or Call of Duty 2, because Call of Duty 2 Big Red One is a expansion or a spin-off of the main Call of Duty 2. So I never played either of the first two games. And then I said Call of Duty 3, and then later on PlayStation 3 I would get Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 and 2. I skipped not really skipped Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts was okay, but okay, Call of Duty Ghosts didn't feel like feel like Call of Duty to me that much. And I only played Advanced Warfare, 2014's Advanced Warfare, once, and on the PlayStation 3. And other than that, I didn't really like Advanced Warfare. And Black Ops 3 from 2015, a few years ago, that is the latest, okay, the newest Call of Duty gets for me. Excuse me, man. Does my voice sound bad? Or I don't know. And anyways, Black Ops 3 is the latest Call of Duty got for me, because Infinite Warfare from 2016 and onward, I didn't really be much into Call of Duty anymore afterwards. Not even to the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, which comes out sometime next month, maybe like early next month. I'm not sure right now from the top of my head, but that video game's coming soon. And maybe it's going to be a turnaround for the series, that like it'll be like the first great Call of Duty game in years, I'd like to say, ever since like Black Ops 2 or something like that. And by the way, just came up to my mind of Call of Duty World at War. I never played the original World at War, though I had Final Fronts on the PlayStation 2. It's like maybe another spin-off game, or just like a different version of World at War for the PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii. I think Nintendo Wii. But anyways, yeah. I had almost every Call of Duty video game. I think for one time I was trying to almost collect all of them. But anyways, I've been briefly into other first-person shooter games like Crysis for a while. I had Crysis 2 and 3. I've never played Crysis 1, and I don't think that my laptop right now will be able to run Crysis. You know what I mean? The original Crysis from 2007. And let's see what else. And I've been getting more into the Doom series recently. Like even in my previous video, I did mention for the Doom series that it was one of the 90s FPS games that popularized the FPS genre. Like you've even got Doom 2016, which again you're looking on the screen gameplay of right now, and like it's because of Doom and other 90s FPS games like Quake and maybe we'll get into this game next time, the Wolfenstein 3D, that like first-person shooters have been popular for the past 20 years or so. Even video games, okay, moving on from Call of Duty, even like video games that have first-person aiming, like even Battle Royale, like what's it, PUBG, which I think is a third-person Battle Royale game, but the aiming's in first-person. As well as the Star Wars Battlefront series, both the classic and EA Battlefront games. They go back and forth between third-person and first-person, which, funny enough, on the classic of Star Wars Battlefront games, I prefer third-person, although I've also tried playing it in first-person mode as well, which is alright. But like that's the opposite when it comes to the newer EA Battlefront games, where I do prefer first-person. It's very funny. Even though I go back and forth between third-person and first-person aiming in EA Battlefront series, I still prefer first-person in EA Battlefront, but third-person in the classic Battlefront series. Man, it's so funny. And just to like think that with older FPS games, maybe it's because it's due to the more technical or is it hardware limitations from the 90s and early to mid 2000s, that a lot of first-person shooter games they didn't have like the whole aim down sights mechanic that most modern first-person shooter games have right now, like with the Doom 1993, how it seems like you're aiming your gun all the time, like in front of you. Like just, it'd be like if you held whatever console or PC you're on, like the button to aim down the sights. It'd be like if you held down the aim down sights button, ADS, and just move like that. It seems like a lot of first-person games were like that, or you just have your weapon or your gun onto your side, and you're always what is it, side aiming or side shooting? I'm not sure what it is. Aiming from the hip. It always been like that, or before the closer you had to aiming down sights was just zooming in on the screen, which I guess I just really like the aim down sights mechanic on modern first-person shooters, which is very different from when, again, before first-person shooters didn't always have that. And I just think that aim down sights just helps with immersion or realism, which here is another point. Immersion is like a big reason why I'd like to say a lot of gamers like first-person shooters. It just makes you feel like you are the character you're playing as, or maybe the character you're playing as really is customized for you. Like, okay, bring back Call of Duty one more time, your own customizable player from Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Like, even in the dialogue or the subtitles, your character in Black Ops 3's campaign is just player. I guess it's just, oh, put yourself to that person's, to that character's shoe. But anyways, moving away from Call of Duty now, for sure. Immersion, big reason why Call of Duty. Okay, stop it. Versatile element with Call of Duty. Okay, immersion. What is big reason why first-person shooters are popular? Makes you feel like you are in the game. You are the character. And VR, which I don't have a lot of experience with VR because it's expensive and not as accessible. Even though I believe VR may be getting cheaper and more accessible slowly but surely ever since, like, what, 2013, 2014. I played a demo from Best Buy of the Oculus Rift back in I think it's December 2016. Which, okay, VR does help with immersion. Kick up the immersion one step further now, where you're not just controlling the character, or you're not just moving the camera with your joystick or the mouse on PC, joystick on consoles, the thumbsticks I should say. You're not just moving I cannot speak straight. You're not just moving the camera with a thumbstick or the mouse on keyboard and mouse. You have to move your whole head and body and even your arms, which besides Nintendo Wii's old motion control gimmick, at least with VR does bring the first-person immersion further. Okay, which I don't know if I'll ever get into. Okay, this is a side note. I don't know if I'll ever get mainstream into virtual reality unless I save up money for, like, I think it's called the Oculus Quest, which you may not have to connect to a computer, a really beefy computer. But hey, if I ever get something like the Oculus Quest, hey, you might be able to see more VR gaming on my channel. Not that I have any VR games on my channel, but you know what I mean. Maybe I'll get into VR and have that on my on my channel. But yes, first-person shooters. I already talked about, like, why first-person shooters are popular, even in my previous video, and why I like first-person shooters going forward. And yeah, so that's what I got right now. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about my thoughts on first-person shooters. And let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite video game genre? Maybe if you do have it, what's your favorite video game? Not just in the first-person shooter genre, but maybe your favorite video game as a whole, throughout the whole video game industry. Now, like I said with Call of Duty one more time, okay? Like I said, I'm not into Call of Duty that much anymore, besides the older games up to Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. So yeah, that's all I got for now. Just wanted to have one more gaming, okay, non-Star Wars related gaming video before I go back to Star Wars. But even when I go back to Star Wars video games videos, don't worry, I'm gonna have more non-Star Wars gaming videos coming up. So I'm just trying to get more non-Star Wars video games in. So going back and forth between Star Wars related videos and then non-Star Wars related videos. So that's what I got. That's what I got for now. You'll see more. I have another gaming topic soon. coming up soon, sometime next month, okay? So again, let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite video game and your favorite video game genre. Versatile Element signing out. I hope you enjoyed this long freestyle talk, and I'll see you in the next one.